Have you ever wondered how much control is too much when it comes to managing employees working from home? Remote work has redefined how we operate, and with that shift, many businesses have turned to computer monitoring as a way to boost productivity and keep teams on track. But does monitoring actually deliver results, or does it come with unintended side effects? A recent study dives into the impact of computer monitoring on telecommuters' productivity, offering surprising insights that every manager should know. Today, we'll break down what the research uncovered and share actionable lessons for any organization looking to make remote work more effective without losing employee trust. Stay with us to learn how monitoring can either become your best tool or your biggest mistake. Here are 5 key ideas from the research. Productivity gains through monitoring. The most striking finding from the study is that monitoring telecommuters led to a measurable 7.1% increase in productivity. By tracking activities such as mouse movements and keyboard usage, employees were more engaged and less likely to get distracted. The monitoring system acted as a subtle but constant reminder to stay focused, making it harder to justify procrastination. For businesses, this suggests that monitoring can play a role in encouraging employees to maintain consistent effort throughout the day. It's especially effective for jobs where productivity is quantifiable, like data entry or administrative tasks. However, managers must consider whether this kind of oversight would be equally effective or even appropriate for more creative or strategic roles. Low performers benefit the most. Interestingly, not all employees responded to monitoring in the same way. The research found that the productivity gains were most pronounced among low-performing employees. These individuals often struggle with self-discipline or time management, making them more susceptible to distractions in remote work environments. For this group, the presence of monitoring created a structure that helped them stay accountable. It acted as a digital supervisor, nudging them toward better performance. This highlights how monitoring can serve as a supportive tool for employees who need extra guidance. However, businesses should be cautious about framing monitoring as punitive. Otherwise, it might alienate the very people it's meant to help. Procrastination is reduced. A standout insight from the study is how monitoring directly impacted procrastination. Employees were less likely to delay tasks, especially on days without strict deadlines. Monitoring created a sense of urgency, leading to earlier task initiation and faster completion times. This consistency is crucial for maintaining workflow and meeting long-term goals. In practical terms, reducing procrastination means fewer last-minute rushes and a smoother overall operation. For businesses, this translates into better predictability and reliability in task management, ensuring deadlines are met without unnecessary stress. However, this raises a question. Is reduced procrastination coming from genuine motivation or fear of being watched? Understanding the root cause is key to making monitoring both effective and sustainable. The cost of monitoring increased turnover. While the study highlights several benefits of monitoring, it also reveals a major downside: increased employee turnover. Telecommuters who were monitored were more likely to leave their jobs, suggesting that the practice can erode job satisfaction. For many employees, remote work is valued for its flexibility and autonomy. Monitoring, when perceived as intrusive, can feel like a betrayal of that trust. This finding serves as a warning for businesses. While monitoring may boost short-term productivity, it can harm long-term retention if not implemented thoughtfully. Employees who feel micromanaged are more likely to seek opportunities elsewhere, especially in competitive job markets where remote work options are plentiful. Companies must strike a balance between oversight and autonomy to avoid turning monitoring into a reason for dissatisfaction. Clear communication about the purpose and limits of monitoring can help alleviate concerns. Not all roles are suitable for monitoring. The study focused on employees at the U.S. Patent Office, whose tasks are largely independent and measurable. In such environments, monitoring was a natural fit because the work didn't rely heavily on creativity or collaboration. However, the effectiveness of monitoring might not translate to roles where innovation, teamwork, or complex problem-solving are central. For instance, creative professionals or strategists might view monitoring as stifling, potentially hindering their ability to think freely or experiment. This underscores the importance of tailoring monitoring practices to the nature of the work. Businesses should assess whether the potential benefits of monitoring outweigh the risks for each specific role. Now, how can your business benefit from these results? Here are 5 key lessons. Use monitoring selectively and strategically. Monitoring is not a one-size-fits-all solution. It's most effective in roles with clear, measurable outputs, such as customer service, administrative work, or sales tracking. For creative or collaborative roles, excessive monitoring might do more harm than good. Businesses should start by identifying which roles would genuinely benefit from monitoring. Conduct a pilot program to gather data before rolling it out more broadly. This way, you can avoid alienating employees whose work doesn't align with strict oversight. Balance monitoring with employee trust. While monitoring can drive productivity, it's essential not to undermine trust. Employees need to feel that they're being treated as professionals, not machines. To strike the right balance, be transparent about why monitoring is being implemented and how the data will be used. For example, frame monitoring as a tool to identify bottlenecks or improve processes rather than as a way to catch employees slacking off. Reinforce that the goal is to support productivity, not to micromanage. When employees understand the purpose behind monitoring, they're more likely to accept it. Focus on supporting low performers. One of the key takeaways from the research is that monitoring is especially beneficial for low performers. This group often benefits from additional structure and accountability, and monitoring provides that in a non-invasive way. However, it's important to pair monitoring with positive reinforcement. Use the data to identify where low performers need support and provide targeted coaching or training. This way, monitoring becomes part of a broader strategy to help employees grow rather than a standalone tool for tracking behavior. Monitor retention and adapt policies accordingly. Increased turnover is a significant risk of monitoring, but it doesn't have to be a deal breaker. Pay close attention to employee feedback and retention metrics after implementing monitoring. If you notice dissatisfaction or higher resignation rates, take immediate action to adjust your approach. Consider offering more flexibility in other areas, such as work hours or task prioritization, to counterbalance the perceived loss of autonomy. Employees who feel they have a say in how they work are less likely to see monitoring as oppressive. Start small and iterate. Introducing monitoring doesn't have to be an all-or-nothing decision. Start with a small pilot program in a specific department or team. Gather feedback from employees and monitor productivity changes. Use this data to refine the program before scaling it up. During the pilot phase, engage employees in the process by inviting their input. What aspects of monitoring do they find helpful? What feels intrusive? Adjust the program to address these concerns, ensuring a smoother rollout and better acceptance when it's implemented company-wide. Conclusion. Computer monitoring has the potential to boost productivity, reduce procrastination, and provide structure for employees working remotely. However, it's not without risks. Increased turnover and potential dissatisfaction mean businesses must tread carefully. By using monitoring selectively, balancing it with trust, and continuously adapting based on feedback, organizations can harness its benefits while minimizing drawbacks. Remember, monitoring is a tool, not a magic fix. Its success depends on how thoughtfully it's implemented. When done right, it can empower employees and improve outcomes. But when done wrong, it risks alienating the very people it's meant to support. So before diving in, ask yourself, how can monitoring serve both the business and the employees? The answer to that question will determine whether monitoring becomes your company's secret weapon or a source of conflict.